probably gonna have to run.
Yeah. Is that you? Hi, honey. Who are you? Don't you remember that time we had together after the bar? I know we were both drunk, but it was such a wonderful night.
I have no idea who you are.
Who's she?
So, hi, may I take your order?
She.
Popcorn? A drink?
Wait. Time out. I'm so confused. So, you said that you was going to your brother's house. So, you didn't go to your...
I was at my brother's.
So, you didn't go to Pablo's house. You went to go have drinks with her. So, you didn't go to Pablo's house.
I was at Pablo's
You
house.
was not at no Pablo's house.
I mean, his house is a bar now.
Why would she come up? So, you were still with her either way.
I don't know who she is.
Who is she to you? You remember me. I'm his wife.
That's my wife.
Excuse me.
That's my wife.
Excuse me.
I don't know who you are.
When you listen. When you direct him, when you talk to him, and stop talking to him. When you talk to him,
Okay, that's good.
One.
what I did. I'm not gonna give reservations to this fancy. You have to do this, you know. It's for you.
May I take your order?
Did you guys like to have how do you pronounce this? Lemonade? Apple?
Okay.
Yes, I want the lemonade apple.
That's what we do. Oh, okay.
Right, you know, something wrong. No, mine is good. It's just gonna be a little dry. Like, we need some more afterwards. It's fine. Yeah. So, I was dating. I had a wonderful time. Oh, she's really stressful. But you know how it is. I know. So this is where your $20 check's been going towards this happy meal girl right here. This is who you've been messing with? Get up. These nails can come off real quick. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. What's good?
Pumpkin.
What's good? Ain't no pumpkin. What is she? You watermelon? No. I ain't even watermelon. I'm a cherry. Alright, so let's take it outside, Miss Sherry. Please, no, you don't have to fight. No.
Okay.
So, what are you doing this weekend? I'm going to the next one. Oh, trying to get cute? No. That's good. You know,
Oh, really? Oh, really?
this is just a fun.
So this is what we do now, man.
I'm trying to experiment.
You lying to me, man. Stop playing. Stop playing.
Who's this?
Who's you? I don't know you.
Oh, no,
I don't care what your name is. That's not sure.
okay.
Why are you sitting?
I have something to tell you. Is there a bar?
Yeah.
Guys.
I literally said, shh.
Okay, what you want to do?
Go, fly, go, fly away. Ah, you lying. Man, why am I talking to you? You lying.
I'm gay.
Really? Oh, really? Oh, really? My hand sanitizer just fell. Oh, really? Oh.
You're not right for me.
I'm not right for you. Now you say that. Now you say that. You could have said that before, but like now is the time to say that.
I don't
Now,
you know.
it's 3:21. Now you say that. Now you could have said like a couple months ago, but now.
You had money. And
Of course I have money.
I just.
What was your point? She has money.
And like, I like girls.
So what you doing this weekend?
Oh, I'm not doing anything.
Well, I want to take you out on Saturday.
Oh,
really? Yeah, we're gonna go to this restaurant called
Oh, I'm not going out. You know, I like the pancakes with the chocolate chips.
Yeah.
It's great.
So, you know, I've been feeling this relationship a lot.
Yeah, I know. I feel like we're going somewhere.
So, what's going on? She wants me and I mean, okay, you talking to me now?
I'm talking to her though.
Okay, this is my girl.
This is your girl?
Yeah.
She wasn't saying that last night.
Okay, and who's you with now?
When she went down. When she went down. So you talked to her?
It was just,
It was just how we started. So how long have you been dating?
A couple months now.
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling it.
She wasn't feeling it.
It wasn't,
She
it was
wasn't
hard.
feeling it. Yeah, but she was feeling me. So feeling what though?
Damn, bro. You so actual, bro? Yeah. Bro, this ain't gonna go over, bro. Damn. You drinking this. Yeah, you saw that, bro? That's crazy.
Yeah, we gotta hurry this up though. My man might come soon.
I don't care about it. I don't care about it.
Where?
I don't care about you.
Where? That's what you doing now?
That's what we
Yo,
do.
who are you, bro?
You know what?
I don't know who you are,
That's
bro.
the point of it.
That's the
supposed
point
to
of
know.
it. That's the point of it.
Of
But this is
course.
my man's.
Really? That's
Oh,
my-
really?
Oh,
Where that same man's?
Yeah,
So you don't want me
I want you and him too.
at the same time?
Oh, really?
You can't do that, bro.
Oh, really?
It's either me or him and you.
Oh, really?
It'd be
Pick
both
one.
of us though.
Nah, it's quiet. You come with me. Get up.
Stop playing, stop playing, stop playing, stop
That's my
playing.
man,
Stop
bro.
playing, bro.
I'm not leaving without him, bro.
Oh, you don't like youngies like you,
Bro,
bro.
but he still want me,
You
bro.
like old heads like
He
me.
just said he want me, bro.
You like old
He
heads
just
like
said he
me.
want me, though. He just said he want me, though. It's quiet.
Why am I a black with my hands to the side? Stop.
What major differences did you see between when you guys acted straight versus when you guys acted as characters from the LGBT community?
Well, I was the waitress, so my perspective in it was kind of just it just looked the same because working as a waitress, it's just you will encounter a lot of couples fighting and it wasn't any different. The first time that lady was a bit out of line. But it was a pretty heavy day that day. So. Also, I work at a halal stand at the park. And I go up to customers and ask them if they want anything. Another couple was just wilding out.
When we acted as a straight character, it was kind of like something that was normal to do, something like kind of easy. Rather than when we acted as a gay character, it was more difficult because, it was more difficult acting as a gay character because we didn't know, like we didn't know what to say or what to do or how to do it.
It was more calmer in the straight character scene. In the gay character scene, it was more tension, more erratic, more emotions, whereas in the straight character scene, it wasn't as much emotions of anger and passion. It was just like, hey, I remember you sleeping with you, and the guy's like, I don't remember doing such a thing. Like, he was more inclined to lying, whereas in the gay one, it happened and you just have to let it happen,
The main difference I noticed was one of the Malaya. She actually stood up to sort of take more direct control of the situation of the conflict, whereas I stayed sitting down. I preferred to handle it a little bit more calmly without really getting too involved. I also kind of, instead of addressing the situation head on, the character that I decided to play was sort of more trying to dodge sort of the character that comes in. I just didn't want to deal with it then, so I tried to act as though I did not know who that person was, which is kind of one of the main differences that I noticed.
Differences or similarities?
One of the similarities that I saw in both was pain and the feeling of being hurt and the feeling of being betrayed. And I think that with it being a heterosexual relationship or a homosexual relationship, both sides experience pain. Pain is something that connects us all. It's something that we can all identify with.
It was more awkward for people to act as a gay person and as a straight person.
Yeah, and then the character, they was used to it. When it was a straight one, he was used to you know what to say, you know how to just act it was regular. But on the other one, we was laughing. It was laughing because it was just weird.
Yeah, and we was just laughing because like it was so awkward. Like we just felt like making a joke out of it to make it feel like it wasn't like really unawkward.
So like for straight characters, it was like it seemed normal. But for gay, it was like more exaggerated because we don't know how it really is like.
I agree with Asante that it feels weird that being a straight relationship, it feels uncomfortable for like being gay or like liking the same sex can be acting.
What common theme did you see here in the video that I just showed you? And in the film industry, when you see characters of the LGBTQ community? You showed us that couples who fight are crazy no matter what gender they are, you know? In some movies, they always make couples like act a certain way and make them like they force stereotypes, but I feel like maybe the theme was trying to point out all the stereotypes that are in movies.
Usually when I see like specifically like gay men in English speaking movies, they always act kind of feminine, and I know like a lot of people like boys that are, you know, gay, and they don't really act that way. They act like their normal selves, and their partners act like their normal selves, and all the time they get questions like, which one are you guys the boys and which one are you the girls? Necessarily when you're going out with someone, you don't need to have one person have like the mid in the relationship or wear the pants. That's what they were saying, wear the pants, and have someone else to like, you know, be feminine. Because that's how it is with girls too. Which one is the dyke? That's what they call females. They call females dyke. They always ask that, and that's kind of like, it's kind of annoying in a way, because like me, like in my years like transitioning from being like, you know, I used to like strictly only like girls, but I would never put a title to my name. But because like I dressed the way I wanted, like I kind of dressed boyish back then, like ninth grade, everyone put me as a dyke, but I wasn't really a dyke. It was just like I dressed like a boy because that's the clothes I like to wear, and then I just preferred females over men because like that's just how I felt at the time.
Most films, I rarely see characters of LGBT portrayed. Most of the time they either die off, or they don't really talk about it ever again, or they just make it so that they're not gay, they're just friends, really close friends, and I don't like that at all. Whereas in the straight ones, you just see everything happening, you see how it's only straight people that cheat, where it's wrong because gay people cheat on each other too. It happens. It's just, it's hard to explain really for me personally.
Well, I think one of like the main common themes that I see, I would say between sort of like the situation, like between LGBTQ characters, the situation, it's kind of more blown out of proportion than it really than what it would be normally. And I don't know why that might be, but generally a situation that wouldn't be taken as like major between like two straight characters is just much more exaggerated between LGBTQ characters.
I would say like a common theme that I saw was disloyalty like within the actual like, you know, acting itself. And I would say that the thing that I probably would figure is within like, you know, the acting industry would be a lot of bias towards people who do, you know, get into relationships with people of like the same sex.
Yeah, like movies, like LGBT characters, like they usually act like they're like, when I see them in movies, they're more like, they do a lot like their action, like that's how I usually see like LGBT people in real life, is that like they're extra, like they like to do a lot, they like to be loud and stuff like that, and like
Yeah, it's different. But like when we was it's like it's just normal. We don't really see a difference anymore.
Yeah, it was the movies they be acting like like boys that's gay, they just wanna act like girls and they be mad ghetto like they just be.
A common theme that I've seen is like two people like in a relationship and another person that's so two people in a relationship like the different sex, and then a person coming in like just finding out due to the fact that they didn't know. So then
like in the film industry, like when I see a gay male, it's usually he has the most exaggerated clothing or a lot of stuff added on to it. And then if I see a regular gay couple, they're like normal, and people usually like exaggerate how real people and their couple.
They like dress gay characters more streaming, but in this film, like it was mostly showing how gay people really look in real life than